In this video, there's 3 ways we're going to help videographers turn more conversations into clients. If you're a photographer, videographer, tap in. We're going to help you turn more conversations into clients. So my name is Bruce Hill of New Skills, New You. There's one skill we focus on, and it's asking better questions. So, international speaker, author, and corporate trainer. My goal is to help you hear yes more often, to turn more conversations into clients without sounding salesy. And it started with an argument. It started, a friend and I were discussing what skills, what abilities, what talents we're born with and what we had to learn. And I argue that you're really not, you start blank slate. You don't know anything. If you look it up, I think you have a fear of falling and a fear of loud noises. That's it. That's all you got when you get started. You don't have to talk, walk. You're starting from scratch, which is good because everything you've learned today is proof that you can learn more things, that you can learn more skills, right? As you started in a blank slate and you got to where you are today, that means we could keep going. At some point, a lot of people stop. And so this is the number one thing for you, for videographers, photographers. They stop at, I'm really good behind the camera, and they don't learn any other skills. They stop at, I'm really good at video editing, and they don't learn any other skills. So the first one I want to teach you is asking better questions. That impacts every area of your business, right? How you hire, how you get new clients, how you get repeat clients, how you make decisions, how you strategize. If you can ask better questions, you're already a step ahead. So the first thing I want to teach you is to upskill. That's number one. How do I set myself apart as a videographer in this noisy space? I don't believe it's crowded. There's not a lot of great videographers out there. There's just a lot of people that got cameras. How can I upskill? What additional skills can I learn that are going to supplement my business? That's what happens when we ask better questions. We get better answers. That's number one. So when I tell people, hey, it's New Skills, New You, like, oh, what kind of skills do you teach? We teach discipline, communication, leadership, curiosity. Yes, curiosity is a skill. We teach sales, but underneath all of those is asking better questions. And we're going to talk about how you can use asking better questions to grow your business, other videos. But in this one for the videographers, where can you upskill? That could be marketing. That could be being likable. Yes, being friendly is a skill. What's the book called? How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's a skill. You can learn how to do that. If I've got 5 videographers to choose from and they all have the same price, I assure you, I'm going to choose the one that I like the most. It's not a popularity contest. I'm not asking you to be anything less than authentic. What I am saying is, where can you upskill? We'll talk about upsells later. Where can you upskill to stand apart from your competition? Where can I level up so there is no competition? So I'm arguing with this friend. Can we teach curiosity? Is curiosity a skill? And I'll let you decide. What happened in the process of asking that question, I realized I may not teach you to be curious, but I can teach you to ask better questions. So mini course, right? Real sidebar. What did it say? Clip this. You can ask open-ended questions. Those are for conversation. They start with an adverb: who, what, where, when, why, or how. 80% of your conversation should be open-ended questions. If you do that one thing, you're going to turn more conversations into clients. Simple. The next one is close-ended questions. They start with a verb. They can be answered yes or no. Use those for confirmation. Have I answered all of your questions? Yes or no? Are you ready to move forward? Yes or no? Would you like to secure that date? Yes or no? Those are closing the questions. This is where we're going to close the deal. This is where you're going to make some money. Okay. Now, there's concrete questions. That's gathering information. What's the date of your event? What's your budget? How many people? Location? That's data. Automate that. If you use Calendly, shout out to Calendly. I need y'all to create a referral program. Seriously. You can set those questions up before they even talk to you. So you have that data ready, right? So concrete questions are for data, for information. And then there's context questions. This is your conversation with your client. So I told you the first one is upskilling. The second one is sales skills. If you can ask better questions, you're going to close more sales. You're going to close more clients. You're going to turn more conversations with clients, and it's just asking better questions. So I hate to box ourselves in as a sales trainer, while we do offer some sales training programs. Our goal is to help you be a version of yourself, authentic version of yourself that hears yes more often. Part of that, and a small part of that, is sales training. Think of it like this. Think of it like asking someone, oh, what does IKEA sell? And they say chairs, right? So what does new skills do you do? And you say sales training. It's just a small part. It's a furniture store. They have all sorts of different furniture. We are a professional personal development training firm, right? So we're going to help all areas of your life and business grow. So when you're talking to this client, you've already asked them the data, so we're not wasting time on these boring questions, these routine questions. We're going to ask them contact questions on their motivation. Tell me about this event. Why is it important to you? What happens if you just don't have a videographer for this event? Why are you going to bother to record this at all? I assure you, can't make promises because the results may vary, but I'm confident 19 times out of 20, you're going to get a very positive outcome if you ask that question. You start asking that question, say, hey, why bother recording this event at all? They're going to talk themselves into why they're going to hire you. Better questions get better clients. So now, what's it said? Upskill. So there's no competition. 2, learn to ask better questions. That's a sales skill. That's a life skill. But it's going to help you turn more conversations into clients. And then last but not least, number 3, be easy to work with. Let me talk to y'all real quick. I was on LinkedIn. Someone reached out, and a videographer. Need a videographer right now. So I ignored the message. He sent me another message, followed up, love a good follow-up. Maybe a week later, nothing too pushy, telling me about how he's helped other people. I was like, man, I like that. I was busy, didn't respond. He sent me a third message, again, a week later, not very respectful timing. And he said, hey, let's talk about what you need. I said, okay, send me your calendar link. He didn't have a calendar link. He sends me his phone number. He says, well, just text me. I'm trying to run a business. I don't have time to text you. Fine. I appreciate the follow-up. I text him. I said, hey, when can we meet? Do you have a calendar link? Did you create one? Can you send me the link? I can choose a day, time, and make it easy to do business with me. He said, well, no, just tell me the time. I'll send you a calendar invite. Fine. Pick a time. Doesn't send the calendar invite. Then he texts me the Zoom link. Now, depending on that business phone, doesn't make it easy for me to open a Zoom link. So not only did I not have the confirmation of the time, it was difficult for me to hop on the call to even talk to him. I will give him credit. He called at the time when I didn't hop on the Zoom. We had a conversation. It went poorly. He said, hey, what are your concerns? That was the first thing he asked me. What are your concerns? I said, what do you mean? I don't have any concerns. You reached out to me. And I'm trying to be friendly. I'm trying to be open, but I felt really frustrated. So he started telling me about his packages and his pricing, but he never even asked me what type of events I was recording. He never even asked me what I was using the content for. He didn't ask me. He would have known that I've posted a piece of content every day for the past 100 days. He would have asked me like, hey, I do a podcast 3 times a month. Because he didn't ask better questions at the end of the conversation, I just felt like I wasted my time. And so not only was it difficult to coordinate the call, it wasn't a meaningful call. Respectfully, this is where you can stand out as a videographer. You don't have to have been in the industry for 30 years. You don't have to have the most expensive camera. All you have to do stand out from your competition, be unique, be yourself, ask better questions, and make it easy to do business with. You do those three things, I'm confident you're going to turn more conversations into clients. I'm confident that you're going to get to a point where you're going to have to start hiring people. I'm confident you're going to get to the point where you're turning people down and say, I'm sorry, that day is already booked. That's what I want for you. All good things in abundance in your life and business. And it starts with asking better questions. If this has helped you, or you know a videographer that you want to see win, send them this video. Again, my name is Bruce Hill, your Better Questions coach. And as always, one new skill will change your life. Another great training is your introduction is costing you money. I'll link that one as well. Revenue, raise, recruit. It all starts with asking better questions. It perpetuates from asking better questions. There's this positive feedback loop that happens from asking better questions.